I'm here with Lincoln Memorial University men's and women's tennis coach Benny Collins, the one and only. Just catching up on both the seasons since now they're both over. Let's first talk about the men's team. For the second time in 4 seasons, Rail Splitters captured the South Atlantic Conference Tournament Championship by winning 3 matches in 3 days to take the 2013 championship. Talk about what that meant to you as a coach to see that happen.
Well, Scott, winning 3 days in a row, there's been nobody in the SAC history, men or women, that's won 3 consecutive days in a row to win the SAC championship. Your legs get so tired after playing good teams like Newberry and Anderson 2 days in a row. Then you got to play Wingate, was the conference champion last year, and we met them in the finals last year. They beat us pretty strongly. But playing them here this year in the conference regular season, we matched up with them good and had matched that point and should have beat them. So I told the guys if we could make it to the finals, I believe they could go the distance. I said, believe in yourself, I believe in you. And as a coach, it meant so much to me to see them win the championship more than me being a share of it. You always want your players to get the great thrill of becoming champions. Coaches lose, players win. That's the perspective I look at it.
And just to keep the perspective kind of rolling, the LMU finished 14-6 this season and made another appearance in the NCAA tournament, which is always something good, another notch in the belt. So just taking the whole scope of the season in mind with the SAC championship and with everything else, how would you rate the past season from a coaching perspective?
This past season was one of the best in LMU history. We played one of the toughest schedules that we've ever played. There was not an easy match on our schedule. We had no easy teams. Everybody was tough. It was tough to get people to play us. When you start having great success, nobody wants to win if they don't play you if they don't think they can win against you. You can, if you're no good, everybody wants to play you. But when you start winning, it's hard to schedule people, and you have to schedule really good teams to get a schedule done. And that's the part of it. But this team had a tough schedule. Some of the matches they lost them very closely, and we played really tough. And the teams that we lost to were very good teams.
Well, and success, like you had kind of mentioned, success has become a consistent theme here for both tennis teams, really. But in the last 4 seasons, the men's tennis team has not finished outside of the top 3 in the South Atlantic Conference. They might have had a lower seed than that. We were the 4th seed this year, but we finished tied for third. In the standings, marked by another regular season championship in 2010. And you came close to winning one this year, like you had said. So just talk about the success of the Rail Splitters throughout conference play the last few seasons. And what can you attribute that to?
Well, we'll start with the success, throughout the season. The success, number one, comes from getting very good players. You have to get good players. If you can't take a mediocre player and turn them into something overnight. It just don't happen. So number one, you have to recruit very strong players, and you got to have the horses in the stable to run the race with. And then these horses, these players have got to come out and they've got to train at a high level. We have to condition hard. We have to train hard on the court. We have to treat each and every day like it's a championship day. If you're going to win championships, you can't take anything for granted. You've got to cover all your bases, leave no stones unturned, and really get after it each and every day. And
of course, when you talk about the horses in the stable, I think over the last 4 seasons, almost everyone in Lincoln Memorial would agree that the ultimate horse in the stable was Philip Hoffman.
And that's correct.
And the illustrious career of Philip Hoffman sadly did come to an end with the end of the season. Correct. So just first off, talk about what it meant for you as a coach to get a front row seat to his 4-year career, and then maybe talk about how the big task of replacing him.
Well, when I was trying to recruit Philip, I was also recruiting another German guy. And Hannes, which was our number 1 player at that time, he knew more about the German rankings at that time than I did. I was just been a college coach for a year, and each country has a different ranking system, and we're trying to get a guy that he knew and was having trouble getting this guy cleared through the NCAA. And then Hannes said, well, Coach, really the Hoffman guy has a better ranking. He may be a better choice, So I said, well, what are we doing? I said, let's go with him, So I emailed Philip back, checked back with him, and he was evidently trying to play D1, was very capable of playing D1. Something fell through, and he emailed me back, Coach, will you still take me? I remember typing yes very carefully. So once we got Philip in here, it's just been a runaway career for him. The 3rd day of practice, he came here the first 2 days, he toyed around with the guys, and and just got a feel for the hardcourt surface. And then he told me one day, he said, "Coach, today I'll really play." So all of a sudden, when Philip started hitting the ball, there was a different pop on the ball than normal. All I remember, I was on the girls' courts, and all the girls stopped and walked over to the fence and was looking through the fence and watching him hit. And Zach Jones got real excited right then. He said, "Hey, with this guy, we're going to win the conference championship." Look at, everybody's seen right then that this was a horse for a different color. We just knew right then that he was going to be the one, So, and then each and every time you put him out there at #1 singles, I don't care who you're playing, how good they are, Philip could match up with the best of the best and beat most of them every time.
Yeah, no, there's all kinds of great stories about Philip Hoffman now. He had 4 years here, so and we've heard just about all of them, and they never get old. But, there are lots of that you return everyone else.
We turn everybody else. We just lose Hoffman off the championship team. We've got Will Sparks, we got Marcelo Alvin, we have Gabriel Martins, we have Guillermo Kasha, we have Michael Conan. These are all, and Alexei Benavisky, these are all seasoned. We're going to have 4 seniors next year that all have been starters. And, we're bringing in another strong player to go with them. So we're still in the hunt. We're right there with them.
Yeah, so we lots of good things to continue to look forward to. Hopefully another top 3 finish. Hopefully another state championship next year in 2014. Excuse me.
We're looking for this again next year.
That's right.
That's what we're looking for.
We want the 2014 one, and then and of course that banner is going to be a big part of the answer to this next question. But the final question for the men's: how will you remember the 2013 season? What images will stand out to you, and how will this particular team be remembered at Lincoln Memorial?
Well, this team, we started out, we knew we were good. We were runners-up last year. We retained the personnel we had, and we brought on a freshman guy. Starting out, the freshman guy had a rocky road. He started out, he was hurt a little bit. Every freshman comes in here, gets hurt. We do all this training, all this running. They have never trained at that level. It usually ends up, they get gimped up a little bit. So then he even had another medical issue. He was out for almost most of the fall. We didn't get to train, didn't get to run. We finally got everything cleared up, and he come back in here in the spring, and he won several times at his position that helped us win matches. So that was just another stone in the ring, I'd say. And this team can be remembered as not quitting. They just refused to lose. Were down at times and come back and made it happen. Fought gallantly at the end of the season. Denny Crum, the great basketball coach at Louisville, always said, it don't matter what you do at the first of the season, it matters what you do at the end of the season during championship time. And that was when we played big.
And we will remember them as a champion. Nobody can take that away.